slop around. It's like hogs to the truck.
A lot of fried eggs.
Sounds terrible.
Lot of
I'll be here
fried eggs.
working, but, you know.
Yeah, I'll be out in the warehouse.
But that's why you have the big office,
I'll be out there doing the
big.
claim.
right?
Yeah.
You don't have a
Right,
cubicle
intern.
anymore. You got the man office.
Unfortunately,
Right, she
actually,
has the
that's
one-man
right. I'm gonna
office
go do a
up front.
claim.
And
She has
that
a
means you
window.
have to get here
Ruin
early
my
and
Friday
stay
afternoon
late.
by going to look at
Right.
the floor.
That's exactly right.
I know.
That sounds-
I didn't get a window at my
I
office.
get to
All
go
right.
see Fred.
So she has distracted us from my flow.
Sorry.
That's
didn't mean
okay.
to-
Oh, that's a
We're
good one.
we're glad to have
I saw
you.
what you did
I'm
there.
always
You-
glad for anybody to
I saw what
listen
you
to
did
me
there.
except my competitors. So that's the 1,000, the 98, and the MRF. No minimum profile required, so you don't have to mechanically clean and profile like you do for MC Rapid. It just needs to be a porous substrate. No priming. 2 hours after the second coat goes in, you can put, there'll be some applications that you could put direct floor over this. Why not? If you can put your vinyl adhesive on there and lay solid vinyl, that's the way to go. You don't have to skim it out or put anything on it. Unless
You
you
don't
just have
want to
a
use
rough floor.
You just don't want to notch trowel in there, because it can damage the.
Right, use a roller or somebody spray adhesive, I guess.
That's a little bit of a caveat there, Kerry, 'cause I think 99% of the people are gonna want trowel adhesive on it.
Well, and then that's gonna be a problem.
Even after 2 hours after it's dried,
Yeah, if you have a notch trowel, you can gouge this stuff.
regardless of how dry it is.
It's just acrylic, right?
It's just a pretty blue.
It is pretty.
Adam, all surfaces can scratch, dent, and gouge. You gotta know
I mean,
that.
how many,
Only in
how,
this industry.
how many of our guys, I'm saying, how many of our guys are rolling adhesive on?
I don't know.
Probably
But
nobody.
now we have to teach
Very,
the old
very
dogs
few.
a new trick. Almost. I would say
We don't
people
need
can
stock.
roll adhesive, just like my spike roller, they can break the tension of cement easier with the roller than they can the smoother. Same thing, they can roll adhesive on better probably than they can trowel, would be my guess. Maybe not so.
No, I would agree with you. I think a roller would be a whole hell of a lot easier and
Well,
quicker.
the new Plum Pro that's coming out, we did it in Pittsburgh in December, and it was dry in 10 minutes over this stuff. 10 minutes. Time to put floor on it.
Well, certainly advantage rolling. I mean, you're getting much more of a smooth coat. You're not.
Well, you would
gonna
think
have
you get a more even coat, but
Yeah.
you know how people.
You're not gonna get the lines down the middle. I just don't know if we're pushing it enough. But that obviously would be something good to know there, so.
All right, any questions on the schooling part? You're gonna call me anyway?
I am gonna call you.
I know how it works. 1-800-CARRY,
Absolutely.
Ardex
You know-
man.
you know it's coming.
Remember after they got the A on my test and you had some little smart remark
Yep.
yesterday? Which fit perfect.
It was a good comeback. I like
Yeah.
it.
Hey,
Thank you.
as I said, ask my wife what that A stands for.
Oh, I can imagine what the answer was on
Yeah.
that.
She loves me.
Kerry, can we
39 years of bliss.
just talk about K-22,
K-22?
just briefly again?
Sure.
Every time when I think K-22, the F, fiber reinforced, I'm thinking of a subfloor that is not extremely stable. I.e. a wood, gypsum base. Am I just completely off on
You're
that?
not, because 16-inch centers, I don't know if they do that anymore when they build stuff.
I think in a lot of the mains warranties, I think we can go up to 24 in some cases. I think it's 18.
Some of this stuff that the guys down the street go over are like trampolines on these track houses.
Well, Metro says, I think I told you, 7 out of 10 houses, they have to do some sort of prep.
That's why they should be buying the 22.
Yeah.
I had you on GS4 for years. I moved you to LU100 because LU100 now will do everything GS4 does, so why do you need both? LU100 was originally designed to level over VCT. Leave VCT in place if it's sound and solid, strip the wax off of it, level over. So LU100 does everything LU100 will do and everything GS4 will do. Why do you need both? You don't. I don't know if you're listening. Do you have both of them in stock?
LU 100 would do, I didn't look at GS
Yeah,
100.
okay, so,
No, this is GS4 is non-stock.
Right.
there you go.
yeah,
Okay, so you finally moved away from that. Again, we're moving and shaking. We're always, if you can't keep up with what's been done, you're gonna be behind if you don't remember some of this stuff, because something else is gonna come out this year, okay? But K22, all right, LU 100, it's $30.87 a bag to you. K22 is $26. $4 less. All right. Now, what it won't do is it won't go to 5 inches. K22. I don't have the data on it, so let me look real quick.
Yeah, but-
I think it's 2 inches neat up to 4 inches.
For those applications, though, traditionally, you're not gonna need 5 inches, are you?
Well, no, and that's the point, is people, you can't get rid of a K15. LU could be your specialty product, a non-stock item, if you will, because somebody's gotta go really deep. Well, Gypcrete, for instance, is supposed to be 3/4 inch minimum. But sometimes you get gypcrete in there 3.5 inches deep, and it's all busted out and pulverized, and when you remove all that back down to the wood substrate, then you got that much to fill back. Okay. So you would get all that mess out of there, prime that wood, and when you have a large surface edge, I always tell people, you got the primer out, prime the edge. Not gonna hurt anything, might help. And then pour it back in the cavity. Call it a day.
K22 1.25 neat, 2 inch
Max.
with aggregate, yeah,
All
max.
right, there you go. Over distressed gypsum, gypcrete, gypsum patch, crapcrete, lightweight concrete, wood, OSB, strip wood,
Go over all,
plywood.
just go over all of it.
Yeah.
But you have to prime
Oh, you
all
do?
of that.
Yeah.
Everything
The-
you're saying.
The primer would be P51, straight solution, mix it up, pour it out, roll it over the wood, no water.
And what are you using as a dam when you're upstairs? Keep it from dripping down the sides of the walls. I mean, I know out there you got the foam, but that's just for your little test. What would you dam it
If you
with?
got, behind this wall is a wooden, or in this case, probably a metal plate. It ain't going nowhere. Commercial work, they'll have metal studs and tracks. It ain't going nowhere. If you have a gap between your plywood,
Just silicone it?
feather finish it. MRF it. If you're concerned with your perimeter, go buy the cheapest caulk on the planet and squirt it under there. But unless there's a gaping hole, I mean, they have to understand that if there's a void, it's gonna flow for 10 minutes, and there's all kind of nightmares. K15 landed on Mercedes in the garage. K15 landed on a patient on the floor below.
Oh, shit.
Okay? So it's
But
gonna,
if the patient,
it's
if the
gonna,
patient automatically start to feel better, we're onto something. You're right.
yeah, but
If
it happened.
If it was only K13, it would have been
Magic.
good.
It's gonna flow and take the path of least resistance. Okay, if there's a concern with your butt joints of OSB, plywood, strip wood, just flash patch it.
Better watch out for those.
Otherwise, you end up selling more product because you're losing it to somewhere
Who's the
else,
mature one out there?
Jason,
right?
Jason heard butt joint, focused on it.
Huh?
He heard the word butt joint.
Who did?
Jason.
Oh.
Beavis and Butthead out there.
He lives on the lake.
Shut up, ladies.
So K22's it. I think you've missed the opportunity with the 1,000 because now everybody else has 1,000 in stock, and BPI has 0. And I went to Eddie first to try to get it in the system. He got as far as getting whoever is in charge of typing all the dope in and the item numbers and whatever. It was ready to go last spring. but no sales.
When you pull up the cost.
And I've done
Well,
two
that's
jobs.
negative.
I've done two jobs with it, probably with about
Negative what?
500 bags. There'll be more, but you gotta have it. We've always had difficulty, and this is my playground. I see you guys every week nearly. And to listen to you, to go see stuff, bring you new stuff, new pricing, whatever, I see you guys more than anybody in my territory. And if you don't have it, as I told Eddie, I said, Eddie, you're my go-to distributor. I'm sending everybody your way. I send them here when I know you don't have it. To start here, to hopefully something clicks to somebody in customer service. Hey, they keep asking for this, and we don't have this. I don't think it works that way. But the 1000's been around since last year.
No, we haven't stopped the bag.
And there's still not a bag, I think you said, right? No, zero?
Nothing.
So,
We only sold $200 of the 1200.
here,
Yeah.
$200. So that's like, 8 bags.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Put the bank.
This is these are all for your gratification and your sales tools that it's available. But they all get you to here. Even the K22 is gonna get you to flat, level, smooth and pretty. Very flexible, by the way. I don't think I answered all your questions. If you get in something that's really moving, if you have enough deflection, stuff's gonna break. But this has a lot of flexural strength in it too, where it moves. I had that sample and I've got it in my car. Did you ever see that sample with the metal?
Oh, yeah.
And you can push down all the way to the substrate and it's moving probably that far and won't break and it's over metal. And
Well,
it
you
work-
got, you got the video on your website where,
Okay.
where you have it drops and it shatters, the competitive product.
So, questions?
I talked to Gary yesterday about it a little bit. He said that y'all had talked, but I'd like to,
Who?
Gary Grimes at Metro.
Oh yeah, and he called me because he bought all of your
LU100.
LU100 and know if he could substitute GS4. And I said, certainly. But I said, you should be looking at the K22F because it's less costly. Because most of his stuff's over wood, I think. What I've been on with him, and again, it's the worst case scenario is you sand the wood because you've got wallboard mud, paint, spit, tobacco, whatever, prime it with P51 straight and then pour it and be done with it.
Well, I would say the majority of their houses are on slab, but you obviously have a lot of second level homes.
I don't think he would object to the price on the 1000 if you wanted to go there, but you don't have any of that. You've got 7 pallets or whatever of the 1200s that you want to move. So the 1200's another $4 a bag or whatever. Of course, he doesn't have to know that, but
So Chris, if you pull up just a standard account and you pull up P1000, it comes up negative cost under an account. So like, do Becca Fry, B1000,
Make a hell of a lot of money at that cost.
It's got a negative cost.
yeah.
What is it?
Like that something.
Oh.
So it just means, if you look at the P levels, it's in there, but their cost, if the customer service were to pull it up, it's gonna actually come up lower than our cost. So it clearly shows that it's not really truly set up in the system right.
That's weird. It's showing that's our cost, exactly our cost. So it's showing our cost as our sell price.
Yeah.
It's 1368 landed.
Whoever programmed that.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is it's showing the net cost, which I was just talking with Carrie about, even though it's $13.50, and our system says $13.68, then we have the accrual on it, so technically it's negative. It's negative 10 cents.
I see what you're saying, yeah.
you're buying truckloads, I'm sure, so there's no freight. Or a lot of times your trucks are picking up in our Mansfield plant and then going But if we were shipping a 40,000-pound truck to Nashville, there's no freight, it's zero.
So we have 3 pallets in
No
stock
fuel charge
in
either?
Texas.
No fuel charge?
Not on truckload.
Okay.
Not sales, sorry. We sold 3 pallets in Texas.
That was probably at the show.
By the way, my technical field rep is gonna be in Memphis. He's going to show demos of this at the booth. Now, I know we're not gonna have as much area as they had in Texas, we never have in Memphis. So I'm not sure how or where you guys are gonna place us.
Texas was huge.
Yeah. But if you have any input, man in the big office, we need a little space, because I'm supposed to be there, Katie's supposed to be there, Andy's supposed to be there, and now, what's his name? The technician, that's 4 people, and if we're in, it's too many people.
Well, Kerry, I mean,
Maybe I won't go.
Maybe I'll stay here too.
Okay.
in all honesty, what you've done the past week and a half, I think is much
Yeah,
more
so we're there this
impactful
year.
Oh, sure.
than what we're gonna have in Memphis.
I wasn't in
Model year,
control
it shows the
of
Peabody,
why he
but
wanted to
maybe a
come,
scaled down
and
show.
they wanted to do, I think they did demos at the big one
I haven't heard
in
of
Dallas.
that.
So I said, this has
Talk
never
about
been a
it,
demo
us all.
show.
When Memphis-
But I said, if you wanna come and do them, I said, have at it.
Narrowing down to our key
I said,
dealers.
that's what you do.
They actually had metal stands, like you had like a little league
I
ball
tried to get
field
them to come here. for
at an
show,
angle,
but
and a kind of a
we're
big
on
area
plane.
about the size of this,
So we're on a conference call with
so.
10 people.
If there's a place in Cook Center where I have a corner or something, or have more room, then we can spread out a little bit. I don't wanna be put
It's a 6-hour drive or farther if
You
you're
know,
in Fayetteville.
out in right field. I've been in right field with you guys before, and that sucks. You don't get any traffic, but I'd like to be in a traffic area, but I may need a little more space. I don't know what they're sending from Biloxi for the show thing. I ordered a bunch of stuff that I would normally show, but they've got all this stuff coming in, I think, on your truck, bringing up. I don't know what they had. I saw a picture of Texas, and it was
You know what I mean?
like
Well,
2 or 3 tables or something. I don't have that.
They weren't doing the demos there, they had another area where they were actually.
Okay, well, maybe that's what, if you can get
Which would include.
customers in there.
Yeah.
You're taking them out of the flow into another room, but I don't know,
Selfishly.
Yeah.
whatever they think works. I'm not